some cam. I'm a camera operator and I've been doing this for a little bit now. I've noticed this trend of influencers saying that camera gear does not matter, that you could shoot on an iPhone, that feature films are shot on an iPhone. I just got the latest and greatest iPhone and you can, it looks fantastic. But I do want to say that gear does matter. It matters if you're doing paid client work or you're working for agencies or you are shooting documentaries for certain productions. As you can see, there's a list of Netflix approved cameras, and if you're not shooting on those, you won't end up on Netflix. There's a couple of rare exceptions, of course, but I find it really annoying when I see all the influencers say that camera gear does not matter. If I show up to a job with an iPhone versus an FX6, they're probably gonna take me more seriously with this. Now, yes, with most cameras, you can get away with creating amazing images. They love to say that the creator was shot on an FX3. And while all of that is true, they also did have an $80 million budget and some of the probably top colorists available. Even though my A7S III that I'm currently shooting this video on pretty much has the same exact image. You have SDI ports and timecode and built-in NDs, and just the fact that it looks like this it does matter. If it's a B2B client and they don't know anything about anything and you show up with this, they're gonna immediately think you're a little bit more professional. And it's just saying this because I want you to spend money on gear, it just is what it is. Just think of your boomer parents. Would they be more impressed with this or a little DSLR? And this is just scratching the surface. I mean, if you have an ARRI and you have it fully rigged out or whatever, immediately perception increases just by having fancier gear. Also, productions that are actually looking to hire people, they want SDI ports and all the things that come along with these cameras. Find it annoying for that reason, because when I got proper gear, I started getting hired on better and bigger productions that wanted B cams and that they needed other cameras to match theirs. So I feel like if you're fully invested in this, you have to see what camera the people in town are using. Having the gear that people in town are using will open a lot of doors, getting hired into shows and commercials and etc., because they'll want a B cam. If you're doing mostly B2B or weddings, maybe it doesn't matter as much because you kind of just do whatever you want and people just see the end product. But I do promise you that if you show up with a big rig, they'll instantly, it's like if you see a salesperson show up in a Toyota versus a salesperson show up in a Ferrari, you kind of think that they're more successful even if that Ferrari is rented. Now, I'm not saying go get yourself into debt. I'm not saying go and buy the latest and greatest. I also feel as though the people that say that gear does not matter have all of the gear. They have all of the latest and greatest. They have a big red with a matte box and all this stuff. And while yes, sure, you can shoot on an iPhone, there is a perception thing and a commitment thing about investing. And you should never buy gear that you cannot make money on. If you're buying a red, it's because you're gonna make money on that red. Or if you're buying a Sony FX6, it's because you're gonna make money on that. But let me know what you think. Does gear matter? I think it does to an extent. I think you can build your reel, build your portfolio, and go out there and start shooting projects with minimal gear. Now, if you're trying to get paid, you kind of do need to invest in your company and you do need to invest in your craft.